here in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, at the famous John Brown Fort. This old engine house is actually the only building left over from the original army that was here in 1859. I tried to point some stuff out in the sign, but I didn't get enough of it in the video where you could actually pause and read, so I had to apologize for that. But there's parts of downtown Harper's Ferry. I like what in October 1859, John Brown led a militia here. Him and his 18 men came in by wagon to take over the army on the Sunday night when there wasn't that many people working. He thought he could. They planned to take over, seize all the weapons, and fight to end slavery. Even though he was hanged for his crimes a few days later after holding up in the fort for a few days, I guess you could say the old phrase, fired the shot that was heard around the world. There's actually interesting videos on YouTube of people talking about that fort and talking about the history in Harper's Ferry. Now, in the future, if I will go back and do better videos here, I'll do better videos in Gettysburg as well, but it has to be a future trip. Because I don't know when, honestly, I don't know when I'll make it back here. Probably late summer, early fall, but I thought it'd be a good walk around Harper's Ferry, and some videos of Gettysburg would be the perfect Veterans Day video. By the way, I didn't get any trains in Harper's Ferry trip, but that Harper's Ferry goes up the mountain there a good ways, or up the hill there, where I pointed the camera. I got a lot of trains in Pennsylvania, but none came by while I was in Harper's Ferry. But I do owe Gene A. Ventus a thank you for the trip, because we actually had a great trip up through Pennsylvania, and we ended up by stopping at Harper's Ferry on the way home. But here's Gettysburg. Those are the fields where a lot of battles take place. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania is where literally the bloodiest battle in Civil War history happened. I think it's 1863. I want to say, because according to signs I was reading, it's talking about July 2nd and July 3rd, 1863. But those are the fields where it happened. I didn't get to film any of downtown's Gettysburg this trip, so definitely planning a trip back there. But I think I'll do a moment of silence in a driving video here. Yep. It's interesting to think about now, but the Civil War back then, the fighting in slavery, it's a crazy war. But I also like to point out something interesting. We are literally one of the only countries in the world that actually had a civil war and did not divide. If you go throughout history, all countries all around the world the ones that actually had civil wars, the countries usually got broke up, because Korea used to be two different countries. Now it's North Korea and South Korea. There's other countries, but I started pointing that out. It's a weird noise. But here, all these fields would look pretty much the same as they did back then, maybe minus a few farmhouses that was here. They look pretty much the same. Not much different. Although I think most of the original farmhouses and barns and outbuildings are still here then too. But I think up here's where we had to turn around. But then we ended up climbing that tower. And those walls were there back then. I know this is not... this may not be the best video because it's kind of a quick trip here. Here we stopped at Gettysburg and Harper's Ferry on the way back from Altoona. Oh, by the way, that tower has like, I don't know how many steps, I didn't count them, but It was a tough climb up there. But you got some amazing views of the fields. There's some cannons. I tried to count the cannons while he's going around, but there was cannons everywhere here. I don't know how many cannons there were, but a lot. And that talks about July 2, 3, and 4. But there's the view from on top of the tower looking at the fields across Gettysburg. But if I get enough people that vote yes in the comment section, if you want me to go back, and I've watched it to the end, you want me to go back and actually do a documentary of the area, I'll plan a trip back in the future if I get enough people to say yes. I won't set the date yet, but I promise I'll do my best to get back and do it before winter kicks in anyways. That will be my goal. Because I think I could walk there from Harper's Ferry and Appalachian Trail and make it happen. Or go back with G. Ventus. One of the two. But if I get enough people to vote yes, I will plan a trip back here one day and actually do a longer video.